Dear Johannesburg, good morning. It is not only a real pleasure to discuss the role of publishers of multi-brand technical information in the aftermarket and their contribution to the safety, the sustainability, and the affordability of road mobility. It is also an honor to have been invited to do so by Right to Repair South Africa, a long-term partner of ADPA, and your best ally and advocate to enable the multi-brand aftermarket to propose innovative and competitive services and solutions to your customers. My name is Pierre Thibaudat. I am a French national, and I am the Director General of ADPA, the Association of Publishers of Multi-Brand Technical Information used for the service, the repair, and the maintenance of vehicles over their lifetime. We bring together 18 members, some of them you probably know. We represent 12 publishers which have contracts with vehicle manufacturers to source the original information, guaranteeing the quality, the accuracy, and the up-to-dateness of the solutions. Besides, 3 associations and 3 companies who see the value in having reliable, affordable, and convenient access to technical information have joined us to support our activities and the materialization of our vision. Most of these companies have strong roots in the European Union, and this is not random, as the European legislators have recognized their important contribution to better mobility and took measures in this sense. I will get back to this legislative aspect in a moment. Data publishers play indeed a central role in the aftermarket. They provide aggregated, harmonized, easy-to-use technical information for more than 300 million vehicles on European roads manufactured by more than 40 different vehicle manufacturers. This information is used for the repair and maintenance of vehicles, ensuring their roadworthiness, safety, and environmental performance in a reliable, timely, and affordable manner. This is very important for the users of technical information. Indeed, there are many vehicle manufacturers, and each of them have their own portals, different search functions, and disparate terminology. Someone working only with vehicle manufacturers' portals must therefore not only have as many identifiers and passwords, but also pay every time and spend a lot of time to learn and adapt to the different functionalities. It costs money, time, and energy to the detriment of the competitiveness of independent workshops. On the opposite, data publishers provide a single access method, a single subscription for all brands, and they present the information from all vehicle manufacturers in a single, harmonized way, simplifying the life of workshops and making them save time and money, which is an important component of the competitiveness and of customers' satisfaction. But how do our members do that? And how do they do that with high standards to guarantee the quality of their information? Our members purchase extensive sets of technical information from the vehicle manufacturers, often at a very high cost. Those sets cover different kinds of information, such as maintenance intervals, calibration information, wiring diagrams, spare parts catalogs, etc. Our members then compare and analyze this data, complement them with additional information, and reorganize and aggregate this information into a harmonized database. This information is then made available to their customers, whether individual workshops, chains of workshops, or intermediaries such as spare parts distributors using our member solutions under a white label. Sourcing raw information to vehicle manufacturers on one side and proposing a single-stop shop for repairers on the other side allows to provide technical information which is both affordable and reliable. This is even more crucial as vehicles become more complex with new powertrains, new safety features, new electric and electronic components, making the quality and even the very feasibility of the service dependent on access to such up-to-date and reliable technical information. As mentioned earlier, many of our members have their roots in the European Union. Indeed, the European legislator has recognized the important role to improve road mobility and took several legislative measures to enable them to perform their job. The first one is the Motor Vehicle Block Exemption Regulation, or MVBR. I like to call it our mother legislation. It is a central piece of competition law which prevents vehicle manufacturers from restricting the independent automotive aftermarket. This essential legislation enables three things. First, and for us that is the most directly relevant thing, it forces vehicle manufacturers to give access to all technical information to independent operators at the same time as to authorized repairers and under conditions which are fair commercially and practical technically. It also forbids vehicle manufacturers to hide too easily behind cybersecurity to not share such information. The MVBR also prevents vehicle manufacturers from restricting the trade of spare parts to some extent, and very importantly, forces that consumers can have their vehicle being serviced by an independent workshop during the warranty period without impacting this warranty. The type approval regulation is a technical translation of these competition principles. While the MVBR is setting principles, the type approval regulation is setting requirements. It is therefore a natural and equally important complement to the MVBR. The type approval of vehicles is made conditional to vehicle manufacturers fulfilling these requirements, which obviously is quite a high incentive for them to comply with aftermarket provisions. Very importantly, both legislations don't provide rights only to the workshops. They also provide the same rights, all in all, to other operators upstream the value chain, which provide the workshops with the necessary multi-brand technical information, tools and equipment, and spare parts. It avoids workshops being dependent on vehicle manufacturers by having an alternative source for those items. A last legislation I would like to mention is the Data Act, which has entered into force this September. The Data Act forces that consumers can freely authorize a third party of their choice to access the data of their connected products, including cars, without the producers of these goods being able to forbid it. This is a major milestone for the provision of new services based on telematics data, such as remote diagnostics, predictive maintenance, and smart deliveries. With this legislation, the European Union is opening the door for the European independent automotive aftermarket to remain competitive and innovative in the digital era. There are many other legislations which are also relevant for us, forcing, for example, the provision of technical information for the repair of batteries or for the dismantling of end-of-life vehicles, but I cannot mention them all. Not everything is perfect in the European Union, especially as vehicle manufacturers often try to ignore those legislations, and we are fighting for their enforcement and improvement. That is why ADPA exists, to advocate against monopolies and to make sure that workshops are not dependent on a single source of technical information. We sincerely hope that soon, not only European workshops, but all repairers across the world will be enabled to use such multi-brand solutions, which are a game changer to reduce costs, save time, and improve efficiency. Our experience shows very clearly that this is possible only if legislation is put in place to defend the rights of the independent aftermarket, and if such legislation is enforced. In this respect, the recent exchanges between Right to Repair South Africa and South African authorities, in particular the Competition Commission, are very encouraging, and I can only but invite you all to support Right to Repair South Africa in its advocacy efforts. Your competitiveness today and your existence tomorrow is depending on it. Once again, I would like to warmly thank Kate for having given me the time to present this morning, and of course, I am happy to answer any question you might have. You now have my contact details, and Kate can also facilitate future exchanges.